In the grand tapestry of life on Earth, connection is the thread that binds us all. From the vast herds that thunder across the plains to the intricate fungal networks that whisper beneath the forest floor, life seeks out life. But what happens when that thread is severed? Imagine a world where your voice is the only one of its kind, echoing into an immense and silent void. This is not a work of fiction. For some, it is a profound and inescapable reality. Across our planet, there exist remarkable individuals, real, living beings, who carry the heavy burden of being the very last of their kind. They are end-of-the-line creatures, living fossils, and poignant symbols of what we stand to lose. Their solitude is not a choice but a circumstance, a quiet testament to the fragility of existence in a rapidly changing world. Each one has a story, a unique song, a silent vigil that speaks volumes about resilience, loss, and the sheer tenacity of life itself. Join me as we embark on a journey to the most remote corners of our world. We will travel from the volcanic islands of the Galapagos to the deepest reaches of the Pacific Ocean, and from the scorching sands of the Sahara to the hidden valleys of Australia. Together, we will discover the stories of the world's loneliest inhabitants, and in their solitude, perhaps we will find a deeper understanding of our own place within the intricate web of life. Our journey begins in the Galapagos archipelago, a crucible of evolution where life has taken on extraordinary forms. It was here, on the small, rugged island of Pinta, that a giant lived in quiet solitude. His name was Lonesome George. For decades, he was the sole surviving Pinta Island tortoise, a subspecies driven to the brink by whalers and introduced goats that ravaged his homeland. He became a living monument, the rarest creature on Earth, his ancient wrinkled face a portrait of endurance. Discovered in 1971, long after his kind were thought to be extinct, George was moved to the Charles Darwin Research Station. Here, he became a global icon for conservation. Scientists searched tirelessly for a mate for him, hoping to pull his lineage back from the precipice. Females from related subspecies were introduced, but the spark of new life never came. His existence was a silent daily routine, a slow march through his enclosure, a deliberate munching on vegetation, his colossal shell a fortress of solitude. He carried the genetic legacy of millennia on his back, a weight almost as heavy as his own immense body. George was more than just a tortoise, he was a symbol. He represented the finality of extinction, a tangible breathing warning of what happens when we fail to protect the delicate balance of nature. Visitors from around the globe came to see him, to witness the last of a line. In his quiet dignity, he taught the world a powerful lesson about loss. When he passed away in 2012, an entire species vanished with him, leaving behind only a profound silence and a legacy that continues to inspire conservation efforts to this day. From the sun-baked land of the Galapagos, we now plunge into the immense blue wilderness of the North Pacific Ocean. It is a world of sound, where the deep, resonant songs of great whales travel for hundreds, even thousands of miles. These are calls of communication, of navigation, of courtship. Yet for one individual, these calls may have only ever been met with silence. This is the story of the whale known as 52 Blue, perhaps the loneliest cetacean in the world. First detected in the late 1980s by the U.S. Navy's hydrophone arrays, this whale's call was an anomaly. While blue whales typically vocalize in the 10 to 40 Hz range, and fin whales around 20 Hz, this individual sings at a unique, much higher frequency of 52 Hz. It is a pitch that no other whale is known to produce. For over 3 decades, its solitary song has been tracked as it roams the vast expanse of the Pacific, following migratory patterns that are similar to, yet distinct from, other great whales. Scientists have never seen this animal. Its existence is known to us only through its voice. Is it a hybrid, a malformed individual, or the last of a forgotten species? The mystery endures. The thought of this colossal creature swimming through the dark, cold depths, calling out in a language only it can speak, is profoundly moving. It is a ghost in the machine, a lonely signal in a sea of noise, eternally broadcasting a question that, as far as we know, has never received an answer. Life finds a way, even in the most inhospitable of places. For centuries, in the Tenere region of the Sahara Desert in Niger, stood a living miracle. It was an acacia, known simply as the Tree of Tenere. It was not just any tree, it was considered the most isolated tree on the entire planet. For a vast 400-kilometer radius there was nothing else like it, just an endless ocean of sand and rock. It was the sole survivor of a time when the desert was a greener, more fertile place. Its existence was a puzzle. How did it survive in such an arid wasteland? The secret lay deep beneath the sand. The tree's roots, in an astonishing feat of survival, had reached down over 35 meters to tap into a subterranean water table. For generations of Tuareg nomads, it was more than a tree. It was a sacred landmark, a life-giving beacon on their arduous caravan routes across the Sahara. It was the first and last living thing they would see for weeks on end, an unerring point of navigation and a symbol of life's incredible persistence. The tree's lonely vigil came to a tragic and honestly absurd end in 1973. It was not disease or drought that claimed it, but a collision with a truck, whose driver was allegedly drunk. The Sentinel that had stood against the might of the Sahara for centuries was felled in a single, careless moment. Today, a simple metal sculpture of a tree stands in its place, a memorial to the lonely icon. The story of the Tree of Tenere serves as a powerful allegory for the vulnerability of even the most resilient life in the face of human recklessness. In a small, climate-controlled aquarium in Bolivia, another solitary life has been waiting. His name is Romeo, and until recently he was believed to be the last Sehuencas water frog on Earth. For a decade he lived alone, his world confined to a tank decorated to mimic the mountain streams he could no longer inhabit. His keepers, fearing his species would vanish with him, even created a dating profile for him on a popular matchmaking website, a poignant and desperate plea to fund an expedition to find him a mate. Romeo's story is a modern tale of conservation. The Sehuencas water frog, once abundant in the cloud forests of Bolivia, has been decimated by a combination of habitat loss, pollution, and the devastating chytrid fungus that has wiped out amphibian populations worldwide. For 10 long years, Romeo was the sole known ambassador for his species. His handlers would play recordings of Sehuencas water frog calls, hoping to stimulate him. But his own calls for a companion went unanswered, echoing only against the glass of his enclosure. His solitude was a race against time, a countdown to extinction. But then, in 2019, a glimmer of hope. A scientific expedition, funded by the very campaign his lonely story had inspired, ventured deep into a remote Bolivian cloud forest. Against all odds, they discovered a small, thriving population of Sehuencas water frogs, including a potential mate for our lonely hero. A frog, fittingly named Juliet, was brought back. After a decade of isolation, Romeo was finally no longer alone, offering a powerful reminder that even when hope seems lost, it is never too late to act. Our final story takes us to the ancient continent of Australia, to a place so secret its location is guarded by the government. Here, nestled in a deep, sheer-sided gorge within the Wollemi National Park, lives a true relic from the age of the dinosaurs. It is the Wollemi pine, a species thought to have been extinct for 2 million years. Its discovery in 1994 by a park ranger was the botanical equivalent of finding a living dinosaur. It is one of the world's oldest and rarest plants. With fewer than 100 mature trees known to exist in the wild, this small clandestine grove is the species' last natural sanctuary. These majestic conifers, with their strange bubbly bark and fern-like foliage, are a direct link to the Jurassic period. They have survived ice ages, climate shifts, and the cataclysm that wiped out the dinosaurs, only to find themselves critically endangered in the modern world. Their isolation is their protection. The remote, inaccessible canyon has shielded them from human interference and disease for millennia. The threat of their extinction is so great that a meticulous conservation program is underway. Secretive insurance populations have been planted in undisclosed locations, and the species has been successfully propagated and sold commercially around the world. The idea is that by spreading the Wollemi pine far and wide, in botanic gardens and private backyards, we can ensure its survival even if a catastrophe, like a wildfire, were to wipe out the original lonely grove. It is a remarkable story of a species brought back from the dead, its ancient loneliness, now eased by global human effort. The stories of these solitary beings, a tortoise, a whale, a tree, a frog, and a pine, are more than just tales of isolation. They are echoes from the edge of existence, powerful messages that resonate deeply within us. They force us to confront the profound impact our species has on the planet and the finality of extinction. Lonesome George taught us that extinction is forever, while the Song of 52 Blue reminds us of the vast mysteries we have yet to understand. Each one, in its own way, holds a mirror to our own world. What can we learn from their loneliness? We learn about resilience in the face of overwhelming odds, and the incredible tenacity of life to cling on. But more importantly, we learn about responsibility. These individuals are not just curiosities, they are the last voices of a disappearing world, a world of intricate connections that we are systematically dismantling. Their solitude is a symptom of a larger illness, the loss of biodiversity that threatens the stability of our entire planet and ultimately, ourselves. It is our duty not just to mourn these lonely figures, but to act. Let their stories inspire us to look more closely at the world around us, to appreciate the staggering diversity of life in all its forms, and to work tirelessly to protect it. For in the end, we are all part of the same grand, interconnected web. By saving the threads that are fraying, we strengthen the entire tapestry and ensure that in the future, there will be fewer lonely voices calling out into the silence.